Well, this done become a whole thing, ain't it? Because we are not done with these people. Because now it's about continuing his journey with all of his people. Also, hang on a second. Ah. Good point. I did change the wrong setting back there. And let's see if I can fix the controls that are fucked up. Attack, activate, block, ready, reload, sneak, run, always run, auto move, jump. No? Always run is caps lock, but I think I'm always set to always run. Yeah, there's another game controls that I can change that'll fix my loot problems, unfortunately. Oh yeah, hitting run just makes me stop running. Because its default's to always running. I was hoping I could change the loot all button to not be the same thing as the confirm button, because just what an absolute nightmare. I'm so tired of that. Here we go. Now we're hearing more of the atmospheric music. Which I turned down on accident because I was trying to turn down the radio music and didn't spot that it was its own setting. Now this extended basement area makes a little more sense. We had to clear this all out so he could then get to his spot. For what comes next. I have made the wrong choice. Ooh. Skip to my loo, my darling. And this was where the big guy was. To make absolutely sure you had to clear out everything. The series has started airing and people are pulling their hair out over the fact that I have my luck set to 1. I'm okay. I'll find a way.
I waited to speak with you one last time before I descended to the launch pad, Wanderer. I want you to know that we will remember for all eternity how you delivered us to the threshold of the great journey. Our preparations are nearly complete, but the rockets that will carry us to salvation are yet missing vital components. If you would still help us, Wanderer, speak to Chris. He can tell you what is missing. There is no way that we can thank you enough, Wanderer. Your arrival here was a blessing. We will remember you always.
Right. So you're not going to the glow or whatever, or any of the great nuclear places. You're actually going to launch elsewhere. So them occupying the rocket building was not a coincidence because it was just a shelter they could use. It was their goal. It was to use the rockets themselves. They're gonna go to space? Are you seriously going to make your great journey on those rockets?
Yes. The rockets will convey us to our promised land in the far beyond. Vision upon vision has confirmed it.
Those rockets will convey you and your flock straight into the ground.
I understand your concerns, friend, and I thank you for voicing them. but the Creator's will for us has been made manifest.
Let's talk about Chris.
After all that you have done for us, I suppose you deserve to know everything. When Chris came to us, we tried to convince him that he was human. But this only angered him. He seemed lost. We decided to let him stay with us for a few days, over the course of which we learned that his technical skills far surpassed our own. It became clear that the Creator had sent him to us, to ensure the success of the great journey. Equally clear was that Chris should labor in blessed ignorance of his humanity, and his inability to make the journey himself. It is no coincidence that two humans have been vital to the success of the great journey. It is my belief that the Creator sent you and Chris to expiate the sins of your kind against mine. Your redeemers both.
So, you're going to leave Chris behind?
Such is the Creator's will. Vision upon vision has shown me that, were Chris to accompany us, he would die in minutes. The radiation around the launch pad alone would kill Chris in minutes. The radioactivity of the far beyond is much stronger.
Wow. You really pulled the wool over his eyes.
I take no pleasure in hiding the truth from Chris, but it is the Creator's will to which I must submit.
Goodbye, Jason.
There is no way that we can thank you enough, Wanderer. Your arrival here was a blessing. We will remember you always.
They're in little spacesuits and stuff down there. Am I still holding a spacesuit? Didn't I find one? Radiation resistance.
Yes. Jason says that I am to cooperate with you on the final tasks necessary to launch the Great Journey.
So, the Great Journey, we use these rockets?
Obviously. It's taken months, but I've nearly got them in working order. Soon they'll take us to the far beyond. I was skeptical at first, of course, being a man of science. But Jason is certain, and I believe in Jason.
How can I help?
I was close to completing work on the rockets before we were driven into hiding on the top floor. 2 components were missing. A quantity of isotope 239 igniting agent, and a set of thrust control modules. The igniting agent is highly radioactive and decays quickly. That's why we can't use the drums that leak down on the launch pad. It's no longer potent enough. I need you to find an intact, shielded container of the igniting agent. As for the thrust control modules, they were custom built for these rockets. They won't even launch without them.
I'll track down the thrust control modules.
All right. Anything else?
What do you do here?
I'm the flock's resident engineer. I've always been good with machines. Jason says the Great Journey would have been impossible without me. Of course, my skills aren't much use unless I have the right materials. That's where you come in.
Donatello does machines. Why don't they let you work down on the launch pad?
When I joined the flock, Jason made it clear that he wanted me to supervise the repairs, not do them myself. It would be a waste of my gifts to work on just one system at a time. From up here, I've been able to supervise the entire project.
That's how he runs interference. The radiation down there would kill you, Chris, because you're human.
I thought we were past all that, Smoothskin. But you just can't resist the chance to mess with me. Typical human. I was human once, you know. Grew up in Vault 34, northeast of here. Nice upbringing if you like assault rifles and target practice. But oh, you prefer machines that don't shoot people? Not so nice then. Who should maintain the Vault's reactor? Hauser? Mitchell? No. Make it Haversam. He likes machines. Haversam won't mind getting irradiated. Haversam won't mind mutating. He's already ugly as it is. Haversam won't mind when his hair starts falling out after a few years. There's no connection, Haversam. You're neurotic.
Oh. Oh boy. It's like he cracked from the mental, like the body horror of losing his hair from what he was doing. And he's like, I'm hideous, I'm a ghoul. You left your vault because you were going bald?
Bald? You call this bald, Smoothskin? I'm a monster. A monster!
That voice is so really funny. The funny thing about this to me is that I know what ghouls are from playing Fallout 3 and 4 and stuff. Like, I've experienced them in general. I know they can be friendly or hostile. There's the mindless ones, there's the regular ones. I know about Smoothskin and all that. I've never met a ghoul yet in this game, really. And the only other ghoul I've talked to in this location doesn't talk like this. So if you experience New Vegas the way I have, and you're new to Fallout, you don't even get why he's doing this voice. Like, it just straight up is one of the voice actors that does the ghouls, I'm sure. But I've never met a ghoul that talked yet, so this voice isn't an impression of anyone I've met yet. You wouldn't trust a ghoul, would you?
I see your ploy, Smoothskin. I won't fall for your trap. You can plainly see that I'm a ghoul myself. You can't turn me against my flock.
He's got body dysmorphia. Can you give me any tips for my current task?
Repcon has been ransacked so many times by scavengers, it's hard to know where the components might turn up. If they turn up. Jason has mentioned some industrial ruins to the east that are supposed to be highly radioactive. Later.
Okay. So now I know where his vault is. Ooh. Ooh. I know where his vault is, full of people he hates, and I know where... Hello. Arland.
You did good, Smoothskin. Never thought I'd get out of that room.
Goodbye.
Later.
I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he's one of the people I rescued from the underground areas. I just don't know who he is. Can I go down there? Because I've got my radiation thing. Oh, the door's not even here. Is it through this hatch? I don't know who that guy is. Sexy sleepwear. Oh, man. Alright. I've never been more turned on in my life. Sexy? In what way? Now we know why they're nice enough to give us surface access over here. Oops. I was thinking about it, and I'm kind of regretting putting points into speech a little bit, even though it is one of my specialties. I think I'm gonna go even harder into melee, and survival, and I might stop putting points into speech, just because it does, like, him being charismatic on some level, like lovable or whatever, is like fitting enough. But like some of the speech checks that I'm gonna want to be able to pull off are tied to the confirmed bachelor trait, and so I don't really need speech for some of those interactions. And then meanwhile, like, I kind of like him being just a dumbass when he tries to like interact with, like, and solve problems and like convince people of things. I was just thinking about how, like, I think I'm gonna miss all of my, like, failed interactions where I try to convince people, if I do get my speech high enough. I kind of regret the points I put into it so far a little bit. But I think I'm gonna dive harder into survival, because it sounds like I might need to go deeper into that tree before it finally starts doing something. I thought that just splitting my points, just putting a few in here and a few in there would be handy. I kind of inherently hedge my bets a bit on points and like put them into a few different things at once, but a quirk of the Fallout system is that unlike other games that are more concerned with like being balanced at the scale at which you can do stuff, and they often have like soft caps and hard caps about being able to go further, and you often have to raise your stat to get higher or make more progress in the story or be a higher certain level to get your stats to certain things. Like I think KOTOR might have this, where certain abilities or whatever are capped until you hit certain levels. In this game, you really can just spam all of your points into one skill every level, and the game doesn't stop you. Which is a weird thought, but you seemingly can just get away with it. Colmelio! Look at this doggo with heterochromia! That's from inbreeding. They both have heterochromia. Basura. The dogs are reasonably cute, they just have really stupid running animations. How many dogs do you have? Feel. Why do you all have the same heterochromia? What's going on there? How many dogs are at this junkyard? If a dog person lives here, we're gonna get along. Audas. Granted, saying inbreeding is like redundant with dogs because any kind of like purebred is kind of just a genetic nightmare. Is that Hula yelling at me? I don't even know if this game has bobbleheads like the last one did, I think. Wasn't there like one in the game for every stat in total? So you had to track down like a really limited number of the collectibles. They were like a big find each time. I was thinking about that earlier because I was like, ah, shit. I think I should have. I think I capped one of my. I think I put one of my stats on 10. And I think that I think 10 is your cap, like a hard cap, not just a cap for leveling up or for picking your stats. Like I don't think you can level above 10 no matter what via gear or bobbleheads. And so I had the thought like, I should have capped it at 9. Should have capped it at 9 because then I could have min-maxed it with the collectible eventually. But oh well. Not really a min-maxing kind of game. Okay, this is a lot of dogs. Ray. Oh, old lady Gibson. Someone does actually... Bork, bork, bork. Reina. One of the first things that was useful about wolves being indoctrinated? Being domesticated was the fact that they would be like this alarm system. I think animals like horses and dogs might actually count towards noticing you stealing and get me in trouble. Then suddenly someone's running up like, stop! You violated the law! And one of the first things that was useful about domesticating dogs and stuff was that they're very noisy. That whole like it's kind of, it's almost mean to get mad at them for barking when we don't want them to, because like the barking is like the specific thing that they were good for as at camps and so on. Like they'd be this security system that would alert for intruders that are coming on because they could notice things before anyone else could. Hi, are you trying to walk up to me to talk to me? Or are you just trying to coincidentally walk over there? Okay.
Hi there. I'm Old Lady Gibson, or so they tell me. I've got odds and ends for sale, and I'm pretty good at fixing things, too. You might have noticed the very large building just north of here. That's Helios 1. The NCR runs the place, so it's off limits to prospectors.
I'm Gibson. People keep calling me old.
Do you have any thrust control modules for RepCon in stock?
As it so happens, I do have some thrust modules, but they're expensive. 500 caps worth of expensive.
How about a discount? I'm a nice person.
Oh, you're charming in your own way, I suppose. Not budging on the price for those parts, though.
Oh, you're charming in your own way. You should cut down the price. It's not like anyone will probably buy them.
Oh, I don't know about that. Lots of folks travel by on their way to New Vegas.
But they only work for that one rocket. 500 caps it is. Here you go.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I didn't know if I had 500 or not. I was just gambling. I have been getting money lately. Where's my caps listed? Up there. 3,000! Okay, I'm good. Right, I was trying to get to like 5,000, not 500 or something, I think.
So, you're back. Now, where did we leave off?
You ever salvage containers of radioactive material from Repcon?
Certainly did. Hubby and me had an old rad meter to help us tell the difference between what you could salvage and what'd kill you. I kept a glowing container from Repcon around here for years, serving no better purpose than a nightlight. Damn thing wouldn't sell. Then along comes the most peculiar-looking fellow, all decked out in a yellow radiation suit, of which he was proud all out of proportion. The man outright asked if I had anything radioactive for sale. Imagine that. But he paid handsome for that jar of goop. Only saw him that once. He said something about heading over to Clark Field to put his suit through its paces. A strange one he was.
He really likes radiation. What do you know about Helios 1?
The way I heard it, the Brotherhood of Steel ran the place before the NCR took it away from them. I'm not sure who started shooting first. But when it was over, the Brotherhood, with all their fancy armor and weapons, was on the run. Nobody's heard from them since.
So they're not going to be in this game then, sounds like. Why do they call you Old Lady Gibson?
Well, I'll give you a hint. They used to just call me Gibson. I hope you can figure out the rest.
Then I was on
don't
hormones
mind, to
for
be
6 years
honest.
and...
Living long is a real accomplishment these days. Remains to be seen if I end up dying peaceful in my bed.
Tell me what you have for sale.
Happy to do it.
It is an accomplishment to be old in this setting. Cards, 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 cards. Empty bottles. Yeah, I guess it is a junkyard. But still. Who is doing that? Stimpack? The bumper sword. I forgot I had that. I should look at that.
Thanks. Take care now.
The bumper sword. 40 DPS versus 78. So half. It probably looks cool. Let's get away from the dogs. Oh my god, they did set it up to look like the Buster Sword. He even holds it like the Buster Sword, doesn't he? That seems on purpose. That seems like a Final Fantasy VII reference. It's almost called the Buster Sword, and it's shaped like the Buster Sword, and he holds it like the Buster Sword. But it does low damage.
So, you're back. Now,
I'm sure it's heavy AF. Every time I meet a new vendor in one of these games, my immediate goal is to try to take all of their money. It's just explicitly what I'm going for. I'm like, what combination of things can I sell to get literally all of the money from them so they don't have any money left? Eh. That's pretty good.
Thanks.
I don't think I want to sell off my rat away. I don't want to hold this much, so I probably should go stash a chunk of it. But I'm gonna want to be able to cure rad sickness if it ever happens. Pressing F now. That's just my quirk today, apparently. How's my equip load? I only have 40 pounds left. I need just more in general. This is maximum strength. I guess I just need a perk. Is the goal. Helios 1, Nelson. Where's this vault? Vault 34 is way up there. Okay, so we're dealing with that later. That is way out of the way. Just kind of sound like it might be nearby. So I wanted to check it out as soon as I could. Could?
Have you found the components we discussed?
I found the thrust control modules.
Indeed you did. And they seem to be in excellent condition. All I need now is the igniting agent we discussed earlier.
Can you give me any tips for my current task?
I'd start by visiting local junk merchants or traders and see if that turns anything up. Bye.
Right, we did already hear about where to get the next one. Which is why I have reason to believe this whole rat-away situation might get real useful real fast. Because my next objective is to check out that. Clark Field. I am accepted in Novak. That's the... Wow. What a level of approval I've got here. It's like they might as well say like, oh yeah, in this town you're tolerated. They don't shoot you, so it's pretty good. Better than most, even. I say better than most, but even Caesar's Legion doesn't shoot me on sight half the time, and I've actively antagonized them, and I'm supposedly hated by them. We still hang, apparently. They surprisingly often wait for me to be the aggressor. They kind of don't strike me as considering they're slavers and have that relationship with everybody at the same time. Like they don't strike me as the type of people that will just let me walk into their I don't think they would just let me walk into their camp. It's surprising to me that I can just like walk into their camp the way I did. Geckos! These are people that can actually, oh no. The radiation suit guy just walk over here and die? There's the igniting agent. Mr. Radical's journal. There's a radiation resist suit that's weaker than my current one, I think. Does it have high value? No. Yeah, this has 40. It's a space suit. So mine's better. This is a bad baton. Aw. Poor guy was so excited to check out his suit. You gotta like a nerdy hobbyist in the post-apocalypse. Like, so people still have interests. Mr. Radical's journal. Day 1. Love the suit. Can scavenge anywhere now. Screw the rads. I hereby christen myself Mr. Radical. Get it? Ha! Day 4. Suit passed first test with flying yellow colors. Overnight visit to Yucca Mountain. Didn't go too deep because something big moving around further down the tunnel. Rad level high even where I was. I didn't feel a tickle. Go rad suit go. Day 5. Vomiting all morning. Didn't splash on suit or I'd be pissed. Must be something I ate. Day 9. Exciting. Ran across old woman's scrapyard. Bought glowing container for a measly 50 caps. Heading for Clark Field to prove suit at higher rad levels. If it holds up, I'm gonna pop this jar of goop open and pour it all over me. I bet I could swim in this stuff if I had enough of it. Oh yeah. Wow, this guy was really on a mission. Didn't even correlate the fact that day 5, he went to a high rad's place. Day 6, he's vomiting all morning. Dude. Bro. My buddy. Dudester. Be concerned. I'm not getting radiations. Oh, there it is. Those are big boys. They haven't seen me yet, though, I don't think. Oh, they've seen me! Die of sword, please. Thank you. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Ow. Oh, I'm so cool. Is it gonna work? Nope. Ah! Cool. Ka-ching! I'm dead. Those geckos are scary. Yeah, given that I was being chased by one small gecko, I assumed that he got killed by a regular enemy. Yeah, radiation saves you from one thing in this wasteland.